We are back on the Chosen Life podcast. You remember him. You've asked for him. He is the one and only Bruce Colero of Perfect Sports. I'm Jonathan A. Cohen, the Chosen Lawyer. Bruce, welcome back.
Always glad to be here. Can I be the chosen one? If you're the chosen lawyer, I want to be the chosen one, like Anakin from Star Wars.
Well, I will tell you that in Canada, Chosen Lawyer and Chosen Lawyers is trademarked.
I'm pretty sure Lucas took the chosen one and he trademarked that.
But if not, you're welcome to it. Absolutely.
Let's go.
I remember when I became friends with Buff Bagwell. You're a wrestling guy too, right?
Yeah.
So became friends with Buff, and it was over Facebook actually. Like it's funny because I ordered my own cameo, and I wished myself a happy birthday. Like how pathetic is that? So I ordered myself a cameo from Buff Bagwell.
Nice.
And then I see that he's on Facebook Live one day on a Saturday night. There's only 5 people in the room, and I come in there and I said, "Hey, remember me, Chosen Lawyer? Chosen Lawyer, I love that. I should have taken that. I could have been the chosen wrestler. Yeah." You know, that's how they all talk, right?
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of catchy, but it's funny because it just hit me one day. I was driving one day and I was at a red light and I was looking at a billboard. And it was a realtor, and it looked like God was telling him that he is going to deliver a house to people. And I said, "Man, that's so cheesy.
Yeah.
I love that." And I said, "It's like he's the chosen one." I'm like, "Chosen Lawyer." And it just hit me all of a sudden, boom. And
Branding is important.
I left it for like a couple of years. I was telling my marketing team, they loved it. They like were captivated by it. And you gotta be catchy. Like it has to hit you right at the end of the day.
Agreed.
Perfect Sports, Chosen Lawyer, like whatever it is, it's identifiable, it's easy, and it works. So yeah, that's how I went about it. And I appreciate it. I mean, it got the branding and everything else.
The shirt.
And buddy, we've talked for several weeks now as far as your life and times. And, you know, we're finishing off the last time you were here. We were talking about playing the piano and meditating, writing books. And of course, the book's called
Be great.
Make sure you get your copy, folks.
Make sure.
If you want to be great, I know you all want to be great. I don't care what your walk of life is. I don't care who you are, what your age, religion, gender, You should want to be great. And I'm very excited to read this book because I'll be frank with you, I want to be great. So let's do it.
Thank you.
So now, to top it all off, there's more coming down the pipeline in 2024. Bruce, seriously, ice baths?
So you remember that old commercial where the guy, I think it was a shaver, and he's like, I liked it so much I bought the company. I forget what it was.
Remington.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay. So I am a huge believer in cold therapy. And I started off doing cryotherapy a couple of years ago. I would go, once or twice a week and do the cryotherapy. But science has shown that it doesn't equal the benefits of an ice bath. So I bought an ice bath, and dude, I love it. Every day, 3 minutes every day. I'm sitting around 40-degree water, 43. And it's not easy to do, right? So there's, just to touch on the mental resilience that you get from that. Getting in that cold water, it's cold. And and what I'll do is I'll train in the morning and I'll do either some red light therapy or I'll use my tanning bed, and then you jump in the ice bath. Your body is already internally warm, and then you jump in the ice bath. It is cold, man. And there's days where like, fuck, I don't want to do this. And that's when you say, I'm going to do this, right? When your body, when your mind is like, you don't want to do this. It's going to suck. It's going to be really, really cold. You do it, right? And then you build up the mental resilience to no matter what is in your way, you're going to do it. I'm not going to belabor all the benefits of ice baths. We're going to sell them through Treadmill Factory. We've already, like Vic's the owner, he's an awesome dude. And they'll be coming out again the first quarter of 24.
I feel like I'm going to make you laugh now really, really hard. But you're talking about these ice baths, right? So I was sitting in my kitchen last night cooking, okay? And I made a chicken parm pasta. My son challenges me every week. I'm going to make a new recipe. I go get the ingredients. I'm going to do this because
Nice.
I love it. It's my meditation on top of meditation.
Whatever you do, man.
Because the thing about cooking is You have multiple pieces and layers and everything. You got to focus. Something has to come out. Something has to be already diced. It's if you're distracted with everything else going on today, you're gonna burn something. You're not gonna have something ready. It's got to be like an assembly line.
Yeah.
So why am I telling you this? Because I had chicken breast in the freezer. I'm going to be smart. I'm going to defrost it a day and a half ahead of time. No problem. I diced up the onions. I have the pan going with the coconut oil. I'm going to go and get the chicken breast ready. I'm going to marinate it and get it going. I start cutting it up. It's a little still cold. It's not frozen, but it's cold. And I got 4 pieces to do. That's it. And I'm cutting them up, butterflying them. And it's still kind of icy, and my hands start getting a little cold. And I'm like, wow, this sucks. I'm like, oh no, should I stop? What should I do? I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep going. And here I am worrying about 5 minutes of kind of cold chicken a little bit, and you're talking about ice baths where your whole body is doing it.
Up to your vagus nerve.
So I gotta imagine the first time somebody's doing it, they're lasting what, 10, 20 seconds?
Sure. I mean, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can either go to the temperature like let's say mid 50s, and then 3 minutes, and then progressively get colder. Or you can go to the temperature that you want it and go in, maybe just go up to your shins, go up to your mid thigh, because there are benefits even doing it to that level. But again, that's my point. You're in the water and you're like, oh, I want to get out of here. It's too cold. My girlfriend like shivers. My girlfriend, dude, when she does this, she's like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And she'll go up and down in the water. And then I'm like, just go in, just go in. She's like, I can't do this. I can't do this. But you learn to do it. You learn that there is situations in our life all the time where you don't want to do it. I don't want to go to work today. I don't want to go to the gym today. You know, I'm not going to cook. I'm just going to order like Uber Eats. You just force yourself to do what you don't want to do, and it gets easier and easier over time. And again, going back to your situation with Hove about doing things that scare you, I have a saying that I love: do what scares you until it doesn't, right? No matter what you have ever faced in your life, you know, for example, there are some people that would not sit in this chair. They would be like, there's no fucking way I'm going to be sitting in this chair talking to somebody with cameras rolling. I'm going to freak out. Right? And let's say perhaps that was your mindset when you first did this.
Yes.
Right? Over repeated exposure to it, it got easier and easier. And that is the philosophy that you should have with anything in your life. Everything with repeated exposure will get easier. With repeated action against it, it will become easier. Take it simply going for a run, right? You know, in the beginning, you're going to go maybe, I can only do 5 minutes. Okay, cool. 5 minutes. Tomorrow, maybe you'll do 6, right? Maybe the next day you'll do 7. You will get better at anything with repeated exposure to it.
I can't say enough about that. You are 1,000% correct in it.
I know.
I mean, I talk about my experience as far as like, you know, learning to talk to people, learn some confidence by becoming a greeter at the Gap out of all places.
Yep.
When I started podcasting, I was already doing seminars and everything, and I've had rooms of hundreds of people.
Right.
And here, to be honest, you want to know my secret? I'm having a conversation with you. I imagine nobody's watching it, so nobody's there.
Right.
If you start thinking, oh my God, millions of people are watching this, people are going to criticize me, people are watching me, they're going to write comments. I love that stuff. I love the haters. I love when they criticize, and I'm causing reactions because I know when they're insulting me, they're insulting themselves at the end of the day. Because
why are people hating on you, right? So generally when somebody objects to something that you're doing, again, it goes back to something that's within themselves. You know, people generally trash other people because maybe they want to be like you. Sometimes, you know, in the beginning when I started becoming successful, I had, you know, I would show a picture of me on my boat or anything, and some guy, you know, messaged me saying, you know, you shouldn't really show the stuff that you've acquired. I don't show the stuff that I have to make you feel like shit. I show the stuff that I have to let you know that you can do it too. Dude, you know, as we said in the earlier podcast, I was a 15-year-old comic book playing geek, right? If I can achieve success, anybody can. Right? There was nothing special about me. So when I show like buying comic books, or when I show myself fighting or something, it's not to say I'm better than you. It's, look at guy, you can do this too, man. And that is what I think is important. You do nothing for yourself by you don't do anything negative for yourself by raising somebody else up. You both raise up.
I gotta say, like, if I'm secure in myself, I could be happy for others. I sit here, okay, you're worth 10 times than me, 100 times than me, a million times than me. What's the difference? If I'm happy with myself and my lifestyle, what's the difference? I don't have to be you, you don't have to be me. We can be happy for each other and encourage other people to do well and not be within ourselves. I gotta say, like when I'm watching you, I have a choice when you're talking about, for example, the ice baths. I could say, wow, you know, I've never done that. That's really exciting. Or who does this guy think he is? He thinks he's better than me because he's doing it and I'm not. I'll be frank. I do a lot of stuff. I try to stay young. I try to stay healthy because I want to feel good for myself. I take care of exercise, I take care of nutrition.
Yep.
The three things that come up all the time and I don't know anything about them and I really want to learn them. I'm sure a lot of people are in this boat. I don't understand about ice baths. I don't understand about the red eye thing and the hyperbolic chambers. That I know LeBron James has one of those, and Sam McDaddy has one. And so I gotta ask you on those three things, like how come ice baths? How do they all fit? Can you give us a 2-minute tutorial on how that works?
I'm not very familiar with the hyperbolic chambers. I was going to do it. The red light therapy, I do have a room in my house that has a red light therapy in the front, a red light therapy in the back. It's great for inflammation. I mean, the greatest problem that we face is inflammation in our body, which I can segue into. On the weekend, I took something called a vagus nerve shot, right? Which is a shot in your neck.
Wait, that was real? The thing I saw with the needle in your neck?
Yeah, dude.
I thought you were posing like as a joke.
Man.
That's real.
That's real.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
So what it does is one of the doctors that I have on the advisory board, Dr. Khan, he's a specialist in longevity. So what that does is that at any given time, one of the greatest detriments to our body is inflammation. So what that shot does is it reduces inflammation in the brain. What it also does as a side effect, I mean, that's the primary reason why you would take it. It helps fight the onset of dementia and mental cognitive disorders. But what it also does is people that are suffering from, say, PTSD, anxiety, depression, performance anxiety, it takes it away, or it at least reduces the symptoms of it.
Amazing.
Right. That's why, to me, like mental health is so important, because let's just say I punch you in the face right now. I'm going to break your nose. Your nose is bleeding and your nose is sore. You're like, well, my nose is sore because he punched me in the face.
I'm probably going to cry also. Yeah.
But people that suffer with mental disorders, it's a demon that they're fighting. They're struggling within. And I have complete sympathy for people that have to fight with that. And like, that's why, like, I have a clothing line. All the proceeds go to mental health. The book that I'm writing, all the proceeds are going to go to mental health. It's something that I think we need to be more sympathetic to.
So finishing off on the cold baths part of it.
Yes. It increases your dopamine levels, right? So as soon as you get out of the bath, I believe your dopamine levels shoot up by 200%. Dopamine is the feel-good hormone. You're going to feel great coming out of that. Like, dude, I get out of the ice bath, I let out a primal scream just to yell, and you feel awesome.
So is this actually like a bath that you put somewhere in your house and you add ice to it, or is it attachment to your...
So we have a number of baths coming out. So we have the ones that are inflatable that you can put your own ice in if you wish. Then we have the ones that are inflatable, portable, where you can add a chiller. And then we have the stay-at-home units, which is the one I have. Yes. It has a built-in filter. It has a built-in chiller. You just hit pump, you hit chiller. It drops the temperature to what you want it to. You go in there, 3 minutes, you're out, bang, done.
Amazing.
Start your day. It's amazing.
People following you on social media, we'll find out where to get these, right?
Yep. They'll be available at the Treadmill Factory.
Treadmill Factory. Finishing off today, you've reading my mind, because the last question I had to ask you about after all this stuff, clothing line as well?
Yeah. So Perfect Sports is associated with Unified MMA. So we're doing all the artwork, and I did some promo shirts for the last fight, and it sold double the amount. And it's really, really cool artwork, and I dig it, right? So again, I'm fortunate that I can put out things that I like to do, and people like to see it. Like, that is, again, that's a huge gift when people like what I have in here and then I put out, and then people will wear it. So there's that. And then Perfect Sports is ultimately going to bring out its own athletic wear.
Hoodies? Please.
Everything.
One thing I could say as an athlete, no matter what I'm doing, morning, night, seasons, a good hoodie always gets you really, really far in life. You know,
and you look bitchin' doing it, right? Wearing it, going for a run with a hoodie. Yeah, I dig it, Rocky.
And having a nice fitted one going as well. I found ones where they're able to be actually almost like quasi winter coats as well, if they're nicely insulated. Yeah, yep. And they're better than a winter coat. So I would say that's really cool to know.
You should start exposing yourself to the cold. Like right now, it's still relatively warm. But as soon as the temperature starts to drop, people start to bundle up. They start to wear scarves and mitts. Don't do that, man. Get your body used to the cold. Like it could be, outside of the ice baths when it's cold, because I live on the lake, right? So I get the wind off the lake.
Yes.
It could be minus 32 and I'm out there naked, just standing in the snow. I'll roll around in the snow, and your body again builds up a resilience to the cold.
If those helicopters come looking for naked Bruce Colero, don't
go.
go blaming me.
Yeah.
Ending off today, I gotta ask you, my friend, after all this, and it's been 3 weeks you've been on sharing as far as your story, everything you're up to, and I'm blown away because I thought that I was productive. Now I feel lazy. Are you ever going to slow down?
What's the point, right? Like, I mean, we're here for a very, very short time. Do what you can to live your best life.
So final thoughts.
Yep.
What is the big picture plan for Bruce Colero? Sitting
Global
here today,
domination.
Global domination.
Not fucking around.
Love it. Thank you for making the world a better place.
Thank
for
you.
sharing assistance and encouraging mental health, physical strength, people being great, working towards being the best them. You're an honor.
Thank you, brother.
To be part of us. And thank you for sharing your wisdom.
Thank you.
Please send in your questions for Bruce Colero, questions, comments, and really excited about 2024. And as the new things launch, which you can't even talk about yet, I'm sure we'll have you back.
Amazing. Thank you.
And keep blowing us away, Bruce.
Thank you, sir.